Hello. Just before we all jump back and head into those lives that we used to have, let's just pause for a moment and think about where we're going. These have been difficult, challenging times, and I hope that lockdown will end soon. These last few weeks I've been looking back at some of my old journals, and I was reminded of a story that had some important principles that I think are valuable for our day. It was 1976, August to be precise. I was 11 years old. It was the trial for the football team in Primary 7. And that day I found in my kit bag a little note from my older brother. I can't remember the exact words, but there were words of encouragement, something like, "You'll do well, enjoy it, have fun." That day I did get into the football team, and the 1976-77 Primary 17 at Lynburn Primary School in Dunfermline. What a great year. It wasn't a phenomenal year, but we did well. It was a lot of fun, and we played some good games. But I learned 3 important lessons that year, that when times get tough, there are some things that can really help you through. Lesson number 1 was all about the relationships we had in our football team. We all worked hard to get along with one another, and as we built those relationships of trust, it made a huge difference in how we faced the challenges that came. So lesson number 1, relationships. And in these difficult times, building relationships, networking, talking, speaking to people is really, really important. And as we look ahead out of lockdown, think about how you're going to build those relationships, those key relationships again, to help you move forward. The second principle that I learned back then, number 2, was I learned in life, way back then, even as a young lad, a little bit about optimism. I discovered that I was a bit of an optimist. It's actually become a bit of a strategy for my life. And recently, in all of these coaching conversations I've been having with individuals who are challenged by these difficult times we live in, optimism is a really key enabler to help you to move forward in different challenges that we might face, or setbacks that we might face in our life. So think about that. Number 2, optimism. And the third principle that I learned from that little story was really a little bit about self-discipline, and there's lots of different words I might use to describe this: self-discipline, self-control, maybe even self-reliance, where I realised that, by controlling your own behaviour, by disciplining yourself and being reliant upon yourself, you can actually pick yourself up and move forward. 3 principles that really helped me as an 11-year-old. Here I am, 44 years later, coming up for my 55th birthday this year, and those 3 things have really helped me to get through the difficult times that this has been, but to look forward with hope and a real determination to do something different moving forward, and to be that change that I really want to be when lockdown eventually finishes. So, number 1, think about your relationships. Think 2, about your optimism and to face the future with hope. And thirdly is around self-discipline and being self-reliant and picking yourself up. So, I invite you to think of those things moving forward. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time, bye for now.